Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the financial reality of modern customer support. We are going to unpack the answer to a question that literally every growing business eventually has to ask. Is an AI chatbot actually going to save you money, or is it just going to add a bunch of unnecessary complexity to your operations?
Now, I know that might sound like a pretty dramatic claim, but let's take a hard look at the hidden leaks that are probably draining your bottom line right now. What if I told you that every single day your website operates without conversational AI? You aren't just, missing out on some shiny new tech trend. You are actively paying for coverage you aren't getting, and you're dropping leads that you simply cannot recover. So let's get into it. Section 1, the hidden support cost. Those sneaky leaks in your business model. Traditional customer support was built for an entirely different era, right? And frankly, it's putting an enormous strain on modern businesses. Up to 80% of customer queries are entirely repetitive. Just think about that for a second. Your highly skilled team is spending the vast majority of their day answering the exact same questions over and over and over again. Opening hours, basic pricing, booking procedures, return policies. It's like a corporate Groundhog Day. It totally drains their energy, and let's be real, it's a wildly inefficient use of your resources. Let's anchor on this one specific data point, $35,000 to $55,000. According to the research, that is the average annual cost of just one human support agent here in the US. And remember, that's just the baseline salary. That doesn't even account for the fact that a human can only handle a single conversation at a time, and obviously only during their assigned working hours. So well beyond that base salary, human-only support introduces these massive hidden costs. You've got missed after-hours leads because if a visitor asks a question at 9 p.m. and gets crickets, they just leave. You have this exhausting 30 to 45% annual turnover rate in customer service roles, which means you're stuck in this endless loop of recruiting and retraining. You get incomplete data logging into your CRM just due to natural human error, and a total inability to handle sudden spikes in chat volume without making your customers wait in a queue.
Which brings us to Section 2, the AI chatbot solution, a paradigm shift to hybrid automation. Okay, so the absolutely crucial point the data makes here is that we aren't talking about eliminating your human staff. Not at all. We are talking about strategically augmenting them. The new industry standard is hybrid customer support. The winning playbook is letting AI handle that tedious 80% of volume we talked about earlier, while your humans focus entirely on the 20% of interactions that are truly high value. This means your team is reserved strictly for complex problem solving, building relationships, and showing genuine human empathy. When you compare the response times, it's honestly a night and day difference. Human response times can easily take anywhere from 10 minutes to several hours, whereas an AI chatbot resolves issues in under 2 seconds. The AI doesn't get tired, it doesn't need a coffee break, and it certainly isn't going to put your prospective customers on hold with elevator music. It delivers that instant gratification that modern consumers totally expect. The data highlights TrioHub's custom-trained chatbot as a really prime example of this in action. It natively integrates with CRMs like HubSpot or Salesforce, pushing clean, structured data in there without any manual entry on your end. It speaks over 120 languages, and it operates flawlessly around the clock. But the real magic? It's trained specifically on a business's own PDFs and website content, so it actually knows your company inside and out. Let's look at the numbers. Section 3, the direct ROI comparison, human support versus TrioHub. When we break down the undeniable financial case here, the disparity is just immense. You've got a $35,000 minimum annual cost for one human agent up against the TrioHub starter plan at just $149 a month. That is less than $1,800 a year. Enterprise-grade AI has seriously become incredibly accessible for everyday businesses. This comparison really lays it all out. AI outperforms traditional models across almost every operational dimension. I mean, availability jumps from maybe 8 hours a day to 24/7. Consistency goes from varying based on how much sleep your agent got to 100% perfection every single time. Training time drops from weeks down to literally days. And scalability? If a marketing campaign goes viral and you get a sudden traffic spike, you don't need to panic and hire more people. The AI scales instantly, and it never asks for a dime of overtime. The ultimate result is a staggering potential annual savings of over $33,000 per agent. Now that is real ROI. It's about transforming customer support from a massive bloated cost center into a lean, highly efficient revenue protector. And you get to reinvest those huge savings directly back into actually growing your business. So let's see how this actually plays out. Section 4, real-world success stories, proving the concept. To see this out in the wild, take a look at this boutique legal firm. By simply automating those repetitive intake questions, things about practice areas, consultation fees, and scheduling availability, they dropped their daily phone volume by 70%. They had previously been wasting 2 to 3 hours every single day just answering basic questions. With the AI handling the front lines, their administrative staff suddenly had all this time freed up to focus on actual case preparation and meaningful client relationship management.
Or check out this flow from an education provider. They were totally drowning in hundreds of online inquiries but just didn't have the staff to follow up quickly enough. So they set up this super simple 3-step automation. The AI chatbot engaged the visitors, asked the right questions to qualify leads by program interest, budget, and timeline, and then, only then, routed the pre-qualified leads to a human advisor. The advisor's close rates completely skyrocketed because they were only spending their time talking to serious, context-enriched prospects who were actually ready to make a decision.
Now moving on to Section 5, addressing common AI concerns, overcoming skepticism. Look, it is completely natural to be a bit cautious about adopting new technology. The absolute most common fear business owners have is exactly this. Won't an AI offer a really cold, frustrating experience that just alienates my valued customers? I mean, we all have PTSD from those terrible, clunky, rigid, rule-based bots from 5 years ago, right? However, current research actually proves that customers prioritize instant, accurate resolutions above pretty much everything else. Zendesk data shows that over 67% of customers actually prefer self-service when resolving simple issues. When a customer gets the right answer in 2 seconds at midnight, they are thrilled. And remember, if the issue is complex or sensitive, the whole system is explicitly designed for seamless escalation, smoothly handing the conversation right off to your human team anyway. But a lot of folks wonder, what if it gets something wrong? What if the AI hallucinates? Nobody wants a bot giving out incorrect pricing or wrong policy information to a prospect and damaging their reputation. Well, the data shows this is exactly where modern custom AI separates itself from standard out-of-the-box models. Because these custom bots are trained exclusively on your precise documentation, your PDFs, your website, your specific FAQs, they literally never guess. If a user asks a question that falls entirely outside of its trained knowledge base, the bot doesn't just make something up. It safely acknowledges that it doesn't have that information and immediately redirects the user to your human staff. It's foolproof. Finally, Section 6. Start with TrioHub today, the low-risk implementation. You might be sitting there thinking that implementing something this advanced has to take months of coding. It really doesn't. For that starter price of just $149 a month, the implementation shown in our sources is incredibly streamlined. You just provide your content to train the AI, the workflows and CRM integrations get tested, and you can literally go live on your site in as little as 3 to 7 business days. It is a completely turnkey transition, and you don't have to write a single line of code. The financial math here is absolutely undeniable. AI chatbots are no longer just another expense, they are a fundamental revenue protection tool. They give you 24/7 availability, seamless integration, and truly massive cost savings. Which leaves us with one final thought based on all the data we've explored today. How much longer can your business actually afford to operate without one? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and we will catch you next time.